When you look at when is the best time to see cherry blossoms, you might conclude that late March/early April is the best time to go. But contrary to what a lot of information out there might say, cherry blossom season is not limited to only a couple of weeks. Depending on the area, the type of flowers, and the weather, the best time to see cherry blossoms change drastically. Here in this video, let's take a look at 20 best sakura spots month by month in March, April, and May. I've also linked all the official websites and the most up-to-date information in our blog post that I'll link in the description box down below. Alright, first on the list, we've got SHIUDEYAMA in KAGAWA. SHIUDEYAMA is one of the most famous cherry blossom spots in Kagawa, where about 1,000 cherry trees bloom in spring. From the summit of 352 meters above sea level, you can enjoy the clear sky, the blue of the Seto inland sea, and the cherry blossoms that dye the summit in pink. The contrast between the blue and the pink is unique here. It's a spectacular view that a lot of fans visit every single year. The view from the mountaintop observatory is often called the best in Shigoku. Not only during the day, but also the nighttime scenery of the city lights is also really beautiful. Since this is a very popular spot, the road leading to the mountaintop gets really busy when cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Even though it might take a while to get up to the top for you during the busy season, it's still well worth the trip to see this spectacular view. The best time to come and visit is from late March to mid-April. The next spot I want to tell you about is ASAI no IPPON ZAKURA. ASAI no IPPON ZAKURA in Kurume is a cherry blossom tree that's carefully protected locally. In 1986, Kurume designated it as a tree to be preserved. This cherry blossom tree is about 110 years old and is 18 meters high. The large number of cherry blossoms blooming on the tree reflected in the pond in front of the blue sky is a beautiful view. At night, the pink of the illuminated cherry blossoms shine in the night sky, which is also a different scenery that you should not miss. The best time to come and see this view is in early April. Then we've got OIGAWA Railway in Shizuoka. OIGAWA Railway is the only railway company in Japan that operates steam locomotives throughout the year. The train runs from Shinkanaya Station to Senzu Station. Currently, 4 steam locomotives are in active use. In the season when the cherry blossoms along the railway line are beautifully colored, a lot of railway fans and photographers come to take pictures of the steam locomotive and the cherry blossoms together. The cherry blossom trees line up along the Ieeyama Sakura Tunnel, which is about a 15-minute walk from Ieeyama Station. This is the most beautiful cherry blossom viewing spot along the railway. You can find about 280 Yoshino cherry blossom trees on both sides of the road. Besides sitting on the train and looking out the windows, there are also different spots along the railway where you can see the figures of cherry blossoms and steam locomotives, so it's a good idea to take your time and walk around the area. The best time to come and see this view is in late March and early April. Alright, then we've got Kintai-kyo Bridge in Yamaguchi. Kintai-kyo Bridge is a wooden bridge and is one of the 3 famous bridges in Japan. There's also the Kiko Park, which is located over the bridge. There are about 3,000 cherry blossom trees like Yoshino cherry blossom trees and Yaezakura in the area. And this place has been selected as one of the 100 best cherry blossom spots in Japan. The scenery of the cherry blossoms blooming along the banks of the river and the bridge is really spectacular. If you get a chance to visit on a sunny day, you should take the Sakura boat and enjoy the cherry blossom trees from the river. At night, you can enjoy the light up scenery with the contrast between the golden Kintai-kyo Bridge and the pale cherry blossoms. The best time to come and see this for yourself is from late March to early April. Then we got RANDEN in Kyoto. The Randen Kitano line runs in Kyoto. Between the Narutaki station and the Utano station, there's a section of Yoshino cherry blossom trees that's lining up for about 200 meters. It's called Randen Sakura Tunnel because cherry blossoms bloom on both sides of the railroad tracks. When the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, the whole entire area is lit up at night. There is also a night cherry blossom train that runs for a limited time in this period. At this night cherry blossom train, the lights inside the train are turned off and the car moves at a slower speed than normal, allowing you to fully enjoy the beauty of the illuminated cherry blossoms from inside the car. It's truly a rare and unique experience that's special to this place. The best time to come and see this is from late March to early April. Then we've got Sate in Saitama. What color do you imagine when you hear spring color? Pink is probably the color that pops into your head, but besides pink cherry blossoms, yellow rape blossoms, and green fresh grass also brings gorgeous colors to the season. Sate is a spot that embodies these different spring colors, and it's an easy train ride or car ride away from central Tokyo. Sate Gongen no Tsutsumi is one of the leading cherry blossom viewing spots in the Kanto region, where you can see about 1,000 Yoshino cherry trees. Next to the row of cherry blossom trees that stretches for about 1 kilometer, there's a field of rape blossoms. You would definitely be fascinated by the magnificent contrast between the pale pink and the bright yellow colors. During the Sate Sakura festival, there are also lit ups at night. You can see the night cherry blossoms and the rape blossoms, which looks different from the daytime. There are also a lot of different food stores being set up here, so you can enjoy some local foods and drinks while taking in the view. The best time to come and see this is from late March to early April. Alright, then we've got Osaka Castle Park. Beautiful cherry blossoms decorating the symbolic Osaka Castle brings a gorgeous atmosphere that makes you feel like you've traveled back in time. Osaka Castle Park, which spreads around Osaka Castle, is one of the best cherry blossom viewing spots in Osaka, with about 3,000 cherry blossoms in bloom. About 300 cherry trees like the Yoshino cherry trees are planted in the garden in the park, and you can enjoy the harmony between the cherry blossoms and the Osaka Castle. The Tamatsukuri Guchi in the back of the main enclosure displays late blooming cherry blossom trees. The pastel pink colors of the early and late blooming cherry blossom trees give a beautiful look to the area. Since this area is quite big, you can really take your time and enjoy the cherry blossoms. The best time to come is from late March to early April. Next up on the list, we've got Rikugien Garden in Tokyo. Rikugien Garden is one of the 2 great gardens built in the Edo period. During the Meiji era, this was the Japanese garden that was once the villa of Yatoro Iwasaki, the founder of Mitsubishi Zaibatsu, and has been designated as a national special place of scenic beauty. Rikugien is famous for its flowers and the weeping cherry trees, along with the inner garden gate as a symbol. The weeping cherry blossom tree is about 15 meters tall and has a width of 20 meters. It looks like a falling waterfall and is a beautiful scenery. The best time to come and see this view is from mid-March to early April. Then we've got NISHIHIRABATAKE Park in Kanagawa. NISHIHIRABATAKE Park, which overlooks Mount Fuji and Sagami Bay, is a cherry blossom viewing spot for kawazu cherry blossoms. On the slope of Mount Matsuda, where the park is located, there are about 260 early blooming kawazu cherry blossoms. These dark pink flowers bloom from mid-February. When the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, the lights start to light up at night. It is a place where you can enjoy the night view below and the cherry blossoms at the same time. You can also enjoy the pale cherry blossoms like Yoshino cherry blossoms here, and when the bright pink cherry blossoms like kawazu cherry blossoms are lit up, you can enjoy the beauty of the 2. The best time to come and see is from mid-February to March. Then we've got the Takato Castle Ruins Park. Takato Castle Ruins Park is in Ina City and is one of Japan's leading cherry blossom viewing spots, called the first cherry blossoms in the world. The cherry blossoms in this park are really unique. They are smaller than Somei Yoshino cherry blossoms and have slightly darker redness to them. About 200,000 tourists from all over the country visit this area every year to see the 1,500 cherry blossom trees. At the Takato Castle Ruins Park, there are 2 famous views you can capture. One is sakura seen from the bank of the pond near Sakura Umbashi, and another one is sakura overlooking Hakusan Kanon. Sakura Umbashi, which looks as if it is covered with cherry blossom clouds, is the most popular spot in the park. When you look at the cherry blossoms from the pond near the bridge, the cherry blossoms lit up on the surface of the water are reflected and is really beautiful. If you look up from the pond near Sakura Umbashi, you might get to see the heart symbol of cherry blossoms. Hakusan Kanon outside the Castle Ruins Park is a hidden spot where you can overlook the cherry blossoms of the area. The red roof of Koenkaku is a registered tangible cultural property, and it overlooks the scenery floating in the clouds of cherry blossom. From here, you can see the red roof of Koenkaku, which is a registered tangible cultural property, and you can see it floating in clouds of cherry blossoms. The best time to come and see is from early to mid-April. Then we've got ARAKURAYAMA Sengen Park in Yamanashi. ARAKURAYAMA Sengen Park is a popular spot where Mount Fuji, cherry blossoms, and the 5-story pagoda unite. It's a park that's known for its panoramic view of Mount Fuji and the city in front of you. The number of cherry blossoms is not as much as the other places on this list, but the scenery of Mount Fuji and the cherry blossoms as well as the pagoda is really beautiful. To reach the top of the park, you can either walk the 398 steps from the foot of the mountain or take the paved mountain road. It might be a little bit challenging for some people, but the sense of accomplishment once you see the view is priceless. ARAKURAYAMA Sengen Park is actually not so famous among Japanese people, but it has become super popular among foreign tourists as a spot that symbolizes Japan. Because of this, there's a lot of information provided in foreign languages. The best time to come and see this is from early to mid-April. Then we've got Mount Yoshino in Nara. Mount Yoshino is a really popular cherry blossom spot in Japan. There are 4 different sections where cherry blossoms are concentrated on the mountain. There's Shimo-senbon, there's Naka-senbon, Kami-senbon, and Oku-senbon. From the beginning to the end of April every year, about 30,000 cherry trees of 200 species bloom little by little all throughout the mountain. You can enjoy the changing colors of cherry blossoms for about a month. The scale of this place is a little different from the other cherry blossom spots on this list. Among all the different cherry blossom viewing spots on Mount Yoshino, the view from Yoshimizu Shrine, which is also registered as a World Heritage Site, is really recommended. You can see both Naka-senbon and Kami-senbon from here, which is a magnificent view. The best time to come and see this is from early to late April. Then we've got KAIZU Osaki in Shiga. It's a famous scenic spot that is counted as one of the 8 views of Lake Biwa and has been selected as one of the 100 best cherry blossom spots in Japan. In spring, about 800 Yoshino cherry blossom trees bloom along the shore of the lake, forming a cherry blossom tunnel for 4 kilometers. This is a rare place where you can take a walk under the endless rows of cherry blossom trees, and it's a popular spot in Kansai where many cherry blossom viewing visitors visit every year. Besides cherry blossoms, there are also a lot of different things you can do in the area. If you want to enjoy a different landscape, you can also enjoy the sakura-lined trees from the lake. You can board one of the cherry blossom viewing boats that operate only in spring, and you can relax and enjoy the cherry blossoms from the waters. The best time to come and see is around early April. Next up on the list, we've got Yanagawa Riverboat. Yanagawa is often called the City of Water and the Venice of Kyushu because of its 470 kilometers of canals. The starting point for going down the Yanagawa River is located in Mihashira Shrine, which enshrines the Yanagawa feudal lord, his wife, and his father's 3 gods. Mihashira Shrine is a famous cherry blossom viewing spot as well in the local area. At Takabata Park, where the shrine is located, the Takabata Park Sakura Festival is held every year, and you can see about 500 Yoshino cherry trees. Because Yoshino cherry trees bloom on both sides of the canals, it's a great way to enjoy the cherry blossom trees by taking the boat ride down the canals. The journey will help you relax and slowly enjoy the stunning scenery around you. The best time to come and see this is from late March to early April. Then we've got Funakawa-beri in Toyama. Here in this spot, you can find 1,200 meters of cherry blossom trees on both banks of the river. With the snowy northern Alps in the background, you can see the cherry blossoms in full bloom, colorful tulips, and lively rape blossoms fields all around you. Definitely don't miss out on the illuminations that take place during the cherry blossom season and the bonfire night cherry blossoms that burn firewood and illuminate the night cherry blossoms with sparks. There's a special spring quartet ticket that's on sale during the season, which is a great deal for a round-trip ride from each station within the designated section, and it includes Toyama Station to Tomari Station, which is the closest to the area. The best time to come and see this is from early to mid-April. Okay, moving right along, we've got Higashimokoto Shibazakura Park in Hokkaido. It takes about 30 minutes by car from Abashiri to get here. In this park, you can enjoy the cherry blossoms until June depending on the climate. The moss that blooms all over the large garden is just like a carpet of cherry blossoms. The pink torii gate and the cherry blossom art creates a special scenery unique to the park. Even at the end of the cherry blossom viewing season, you can still take gorgeous photos here. Besides cherry blossom viewing, there's also a go-kart course, fishing, a day trip hot spring, and a campsite. About 10 minutes by car from here, there's also a dairy farm where you can experience the unique taste of Hokkaido, like the cheese and soft serve ice cream. The best time to come and see this is in mid-May. Alright, next up on the list, we've got Hirosaki Park in Aomori. Hirosaki Park is located in the center of the city and is known as one of the best cherry blossom viewing spots in Japan. Expect to find petals floating on the surface of the mount and the bright Gejobashi Bridge. Apple pruning technology is used for the cherry blossoms in Hirosaki Park. Usually there are 3 to 4 cherry blossoms that bloom from one flower bud, but the cherry blossoms in Hirosaki Park have 5 to 7 cherry blossoms blooming from one flower bud. Using the same technique as thinning out weakened branches in the same way as apple pruning technology, this area has succeeded in creating a huge amount of cherry blossoms. About 2,600 cherry blossom trees are planted in the park, but each cherry blossom tree has more flowers than cherry blossom trees in other areas. The view of the cherry blossoms along with the Hirosaki Castle is really beautiful. The best time to come and see this view for yourself is from late April to early May. Okay, then we've got Kitakami Tenshonchi in Iwate. Kitakami Tenshochi is one of the most famous cherry blossom spots in Tohoku on the banks of Kitakami River. It is one of the 100 best cherry blossom spots in Japan, with about 10,000 cherry trees like Yamazakura and Beniyamazakura are planted in the park centering on the Yoshino cherry tree. In particular, the row of cherry blossom trees that stretch on for about 2 kilometers from the Coral Bridge over to Kitakami River is really beautiful. You can really feel and enjoy the spring in Tohoku just by walking under the sakura tunnel created by about 500 Yoshino cherry trees. From mid-April to early May, the Kitakami Tenshochi Cherry Blossom Festival is held. Carved streamers add colors to the sky over Kitakami River, with boats floating down the river along with horse-drawn carriages bringing you on an adventure in the area. The best time to come and see this is from mid-April to early May. Alright, next up we've got Nijuken Road in Hokkaido. Nijuken Road is a 3-hour drive from Sapporo, and it brings a magnificent view of spring. This road turns into a gentle pink color every spring. The road stretches on for about 7 kilometers. With the feeling of the soft spring breeze, you can drive through about 2,200 cherry blossom trees or walk slowly along the sidewalk next to the road. Whichever you choose, you'll be able to enjoy a calm cherry blossom viewing, forgetting the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This famous place was created by taking cherry blossoms from nearby mountains over the course of 3 years from 1916. It's said that 200,000 people come to see the cherry blossoms every year because of the beauty of the area. The best time to come is from early to mid-May. Okay, then we've got Koiwai Farm in Iwate. Koiwai Farm spreads out at the foot of Mount Iwate. There is a single famous cherry blossom tree in the meadow. This tree has been featured in Japanese dramas and is well known among Japanese people. This tree was actually originally planted as a tree to protect the cows from the strong summer sun. It's estimated to be over 100 years old. It takes about 20 minutes to walk here from the farm, and you can enjoy the vast meadows and magnificent scenery along the way. The best time to come and see this view for yourself is from late April to early May. Not just during a couple of weeks of prime Hanami season in March and April, but there are a lot of different ways to leverage the cherry blossom season and see the gorgeous sakura for yourself. Make sure to plan ahead so you can fully indulge yourself in the season. Besides these cherry blossom trees, there are usually quite a few attractions and local places for you to check out in the area as well. Definitely don't miss out when you visit these areas and make the most out of your trips. If you want to check out more cherry blossom spots in Tokyo, outside Tokyo, as well as hidden places that you might not know about, make sure to check out this video right over here, as well as more videos in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, would really appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell notification. We've got more videos about Japan travel, moving to Japan, life in Japan, and Japanese culture coming your way, so definitely stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.